All right, guys, we need to implement the search functionality now, because when you look at the chat page, you can see this chat form. So just like I said, if you want to chat with a user, you have to search for that user using the search bar. All right. So once you start typing, all right, you don't even need to finish typing the name of the person you want to chat with. As soon as you type two keyword, it automatically fetches a list of user that has that two keyword in their name. All right. So we are going to implement an endpoint in the backend that fetches a list of user using keyword. All right. So that's what we want to do right now in the backend. So we are going to implement the backend. Once we implement the backend functionality, we will now expose the API to the front end. All right. So let's continue. So let's come to this service. Then we are going to say new class search service. All right, so we are going to create new service. We'll call it search service. So okay, sorry, this is an interface. So let's create the implementation and let it implement search service. Okay, we have imported it. So now in this search service, we are going to have one endpoint. So this is going to return a list of user response. So let's say fetch users by keyword, because we are going to be passing. Oh, sorry, this is an interface. I wanted to start implementing here from java.util, from that list. So we are going to say it's going to take an argument of string keyword. All right, keywords like this. So let's implement this. Let's override this method. All right, so we are going to say private final user repository. All right, so we are going to say user repository dot find by username. All right, so this is what will happen. We can either search by the username, or we search by the first name, or we search by the user's last name. So whatever value we enter, all right, in terms of keyword that correspond to either the first name, the last name, or the username, we will use that to query for the user, all right, from the database. So we are going to have something like this: find by username containing ignore case, or first name containing ignore case. So this is it. All right, so we are going to pass in the keyword. This should take 3 arguments, because like I said, that we can either get the username by his we can either get the user by his first name, or the username, or his last name. All right, so any of them that is passed, we can use it to query for the user. So let's create this method in the repository. So we can create this method, and it's going to return a list of user. All right, it's going to return a list of user. So we are going to say string first name, then string last name, then string username, like this. All right, this is what we're going to have. So this will be a list. Perfect. So now this will return a list of users. All right, that's beautiful. So now let's validate the keyword. All right, we need to be sure that a keyword is actually entered. All right, that the keyword is not null. So we are going to say if not string util dot as test. Yes, utils org dot spring framework dot utils. All right, dot as test. So we'll pass in the keyword. All right, we can throw a new empty field exception. All right, keyword cannot be null. So this is like a bad request. HTTP status dot bad request. All right, you can throw an exception like this. So but if the keyword is found, so this is what we want to do. We are going to map this user, the list of user, we're going to map into a list of user response. So let's come to our DTO mapper here. So we already have an endpoint for building, a functionality for building user response. So let's now this one is for building a single response. So let's have the one for building a list of response. So we are going to say public list. Let's say build user responses. So this is going to accept a list. It's going to accept a list of user. All right, so we're going to say users. We want to say users like this. So let's now import list from java.util. So we want to say if collections.utils, if collection utils dot is empty, I mean if the user list is empty. All right, so we will just want to log. We are going to say logger dot, wait, let's do private static final logger. So logger is coming for SLF. We are getting the logger from SLF4J. All right, logger will be equals to logger factory dot, okay, logger will be equals to logger factory dot get logger. So we want to say dto mapper dot class. All right, so we can easily say logger dot one. Then we want to say no user list is empty. All right, then we want to return empty list like this. Perfect. So if not, so what we are going to do, we are going to first of all initialize in a list of user response, let's call it user responses, set it to new array list. All right, so we are going to say for z, we are going to say for user in users. All right, for each of them we want to say user responses dot add. All right, then we'll call this function for building response, then we'll pass in the user like this. All right, this is simple. So after doing this, then we can just return this user responses. All right, you see, this is straightforward, so there's nothing much here. So now let's come to this place. So we are now going to say this is what we're just going to do it now. Well, let's import the dto mapper here first. Let's say private final dto mapper, say mapper. Then we are going to say mapper dot build user responses. All right, so we want to pass, so we can just pass in the users like this. You see, this is straightforward. So now after doing this now, so the next thing now is to come to the controller now. So let's also use this controller. So we are going, this will be a get request. So we can easily say attributes get mapping. So we are going to say find user, or let's just make this search user like this. Yeah, that's okay. So we are going to say public response entity like this. So this will just take a white card. So let's say search. So we are going, this is going to take a request param. So attribute request param. So this will be string keyword. All right, so we are going to say you know what, let's move this search functionality to a search controller. Let's just try to separate consigns here. All right, let's maintain single responsibility principle. Search controller. All right, so we are going to say attribute rest controller, then attributes cross origin. So the origin is going to be let's say all. Then we are going to say attributes attribute requests, request mapping. All right, so we are going to say API dot title, so sorry, app dot title like this. So I think that is all. That's all we need to specify here. All right, so let's just copy this functionality from here. I'm going to copy this from here. Now we are going to paste it here. So we are going to say private final search service. So just inject this dependency here. So now we are going to say search service. No, let me make this search service. It's more intuitive that way. Yeah, search service. So we are going to say search service dot fetch user by keyword. So we'll just pass in the keyword. All right, so this is going to return a list of user response. So we're just going to say return response entity dot okay. So we'll just pass user response as the body. So that's all we need for this functionality. All right guys, let's run the application. All right, so there is an error. Let's see where the error is coming from. So the error is coming from the user repository. Okay, so the error is with this method. Yeah, I think it's the method to find user by username and first name. So let's correct it. Let's come to user repository. So there is no variable like first name and last name. Okay, so what we'll use is just last name. That's lowercase. See, last name, first name. So I've corrected it. Now let's come to this function for searching for user. So let's also correct it here. Here like this. All right guys, so now let's rerun the application. Yeah, perfect. You see the app has run successfully without any error. Now let's proceed.